It's no surprise that IT is the forefront of a lot of topics, especially recently with recent hacks and vulnerabilities, and keeping IT as a primary part of the organization is so important. The Picas Group is dedicated to IT. We are a software company, but we're built on a lot of IT systems that have to be running smoothly. And at the greenhouses that we have that are using our software, IT is also a big priority now more than ever, with mobile apps and Wi-Fi and business intelligence and deployments that have to stay up and running and secure and backed up, and a lot more. One of the new aspects of IT that's very important is security and keeping things secure and protected. We can offer IT services to provide endpoint scanning of your devices and servers to make sure there's no viruses and vulnerabilities in those servers. We can also scan your network to make sure that ports and configurations are done correctly. With the recent Log4j vulnerability, we can do scans to make sure that your other applications are not impacted by this vulnerability. We can do one-time scans, we can recurring scans, we can do a monthly or quarterly setup, and we can tailor our processes towards security, towards the environment you have and the servers and users. We also can do user training, so the users are the most common source of attacks against the company. And so we can help them train. We can send out phishing emails that are designed to see how users will respond, and then offer guidance and support accordingly. One of our most popular IT services that almost half of our customers are already taking advantage of is critical database monitoring, CDM as we call it. And it's a great service, it's very cost effective. Basically, we will do audits of your database regularly, including some health checks, making sure that your database is performing as best as possible. We also can take regular backups of your data, basically a one-time backup every day, but then also incremental backups during the day. So if you had disaster midday, we could restore up to the minute that the database crashed. Then we take these backups, we will verify that they work and automatically load them up just to make sure that the data is good. And then an additional service we can provide is taking those backups and moving them off-site to a secure off-site place to make sure that if on-prem systems were hit, that the off-site backups would still be reliable. Being proactive in terms of IT and security is really important. And we have tools in our IT department that we can provide to you to be more proactive, including updating computers automatically and applying patches as soon as they're available to your important systems. We can do this to end user computers or servers in your environment. And just to help things stay updated and patched is really important. We can also provide reports to your company of affected systems, if there's any vulnerabilities that are detected, and we can set up schedules to make sure that computers are properly backed up, properly secured. Regularly scanning your devices and your network is really important, and our IT services can include automatic updates, patches of the servers and workstations in your environment just to make sure that everything is kept up to date. We can also provide reports to your company of maybe any affected vulnerabilities, any issues with the patches or the updates that we perform. Keeping your servers and workstations on the latest operating system is a really important thing to do. Once the Microsoft software is out of date, they don't provide security updates for it anymore. So if your server is a few years old and there's new operating systems available, or if you're wanting to get new hardware for your environment to increase the power of your server, we can help both with speccing that server, getting the equipment on site, installing it, setting it up, but we can also help just moving Picas and maybe other applications from one server to another. It's a pretty involved process, from moving the databases and updating the backup processes and just making sure that your system doesn't have any downtime during your work hours. So our IT services can help from anything from a single application migration to a full server migration in your entire network from one to another. We provide fully managed IT services for a handful of customers, and what that means is basically Picas is your IT company. We go on site regularly and work with the users to figure out if they have any technology issues. We can set up printers, workstations, phones, Wi-Fi, security, new servers, you name it. We'll be there to help. This relationship is great because your users can email us directly and just reach out to the support team for any Picas or IT related issues that they have. And they can get quick responses. We also have 24/7 availability in our 911 line, so if there's any issues after hours, we can still be there to help if disaster occurs. With ransomware as a new topic, especially recently, and increasing exponentially in terms of the damage and also the ransom demands, it's really important to be protected against ransomware. And our IT services here at Picas can be tailored to help scan and proactively defend your servers and workstations in your environment. We can handle anything from user training and simulated phishing emails to automatic response to viruses and issues on your server as they happen, in addition to actively reporting that back to you so you can see what's going on in your environment. And in the worst case, if disaster does strike, we also offer complete backup solutions that you can use, where we'll take a backup of your server, your Picas database, and any other applications and store it securely in our cloud. So in case your server gets damaged or attacked, we can restore that backup and you can be up and running as soon as possible. Additional services we can provide could be anywhere from basic IT general things like setting up a new server or installing a new system or migrating one server to another. But we can also provide more long-term and relationship-based IT services, up to Picas being your IT provider. And that includes anything from a new employee getting a new computer set up and trained in how to use email and different apps that your company uses. We can deploy new servers and constantly reassess your environment to make sure that it's performing the best that it can, maybe ordering new equipment if needed and setting up that equipment as well. Our IT services are great because we can provide support anywhere you are. We can come on site to your company and do a 1 or 2 day assessment of your environment and just give you tips on how you can increase your security and better protect your environment. And also, if you're having any bottlenecks, we can help identify if those are in the server or the network or other systems in your company. In addition, we can come out regularly and just be involved and do security trainings with your users to make sure they understand the best way to stay safe online. And paired with our consulting services where we come out and help your Picas processes perform better, this is a great service that every company should take advantage of.